See, I actually realized that I was never actually lazy. I was just tired. Tired of performing. Bro, you see, I was so tired of trying to maintain this image that I created for myself on social media. You know, in 2022, I was making TikTok content and I went viral, blew up, people was recognizing me and my uni and stuff like that. But the actual reality was, I was just in this different character when I was creating those videos, trying my best to go up to the standards that make people engage with your content. And I would be looking at other content creators and try to slightly reshape myself like them so I can go viral. Then when I started to get views and attraction in my videos, it started to boost my pride, it started to boost my ego. And that's when now I started to invest a lot of time in this fake identity that I created for myself, this fake person I created for myself. This person that believes that he has all the knowledge because I was giving advice, I was giving self-improvement advice, dating advice, all of that. And this fake identity I created for myself, I had to believe that I had all the answers, that I was perfect. In fact, during that time, I was forcing myself to go gym. Not even because I wanted to, just because people can see the improvements in my videos. So I could, be accepted for someone that's giving advice. You know, doing all of these, I was just performing. I was like an actor that was playing a role. Whenever that camera went on, I would be in this whole different character. Just for the views, just for the engagement, just so I can be seen. I was never really, hey listen bro, did I care when I was giving the advice? Slightly. Partially, at least 80%, I didn't give a damn. I was just doing it out of my pain from my childhood. The pain in trying to be seen, trying to be visible. And through that, I was literally trying to maintain this image. Now that I was being seen by people, I had to maintain the perfect image possible. This perfect image. And it was like a 9 to 7 full-time job. If I'm outside, if people catch me, or look, see me, I have to be that character. On social media, I have to be that character. Wherever I am, I have to be that character. Then you start to ask yourself, when can I just rest? When can I just cool my head down a little bit and relax? Then the biggest thing that changed my life, without me knowing obviously, is when I got banned on TikTok. Because the moment I got banned, it was like they took away my identity, bro. That character that I spent so long building, stripped away just like that. Which means that account that I was spending so much time was actually an identity built around the audience of that account. And when it got deleted, I was broken. And the worst thing was when I started to read the comments towards the ending before I got banned, where people calling me fat, people calling me ugly. The shit was hurting me. I tried to tell myself that it wasn't, but it was. Because I was like conflicted, like as someone that's given this advice, you have to look a certain way, you have to be a certain way. I was trying my best, I couldn't catch up. And you know the worst, the funniest thing that was like, it was literally like, how can I describe it? It didn't even make sense. I didn't want to get banned, but when I got banned, I was relieved. I was relieved, but at the same time, I was depressed. So you could see the confliction of identity crisis that was happening. I was relieved because the pressure was gone. The pressure of having to be this person was gone. But then depression hit because that was my identity. Because the person that was left was empty. Nothing. Hollow. Nothing's there. And we both know. You know, the void. I realized that when you start to fill that void, you do everything possible to make sure you don't want to feel it. And that's what I was doing. I would distract myself. So I couldn't feel the pain of that void. And 2023, I spent so many, it took me 2 years. 2 years to accept that I was posting videos so I could be visible. I was just acting. I wasn't me. I was just doing it for views. That was the reality. But you know what? All that noise. I made so much TikTok accounts. Posted over 3,000 videos. When people post, say, Brandon, when are you gonna make a video? And I was like, I don't know. But then you know what happened, bro? The moment I just accepted the fact that, you know what? I don't want to have to continuously have to put pressure on myself to get that account back. Because the worst thing is I had a Snapchat audience, and most of them, see, this is another thing. Most of them were expecting me to have that account. And there was other things I played. But guess what? Now, I had another identity that I was trying to maintain on Snap for my audience there, like on my private story, which was full of only guys. Because I would literally, the way I would be messaged, like, typing my post, I'd be telling them, like, listen, I'm going to take over 2023. I'm going to take over 2023. You're going to see this in action, bro. 2023 went past. One thing that triggered me was one guy said, and again, 2024, I was like, hey, this is going to be, and the guy said, bro, you said that shit in 2023, fam. And nothing happened. And that shit just made me, like, boom. Like, someone pierced your heart. Because that was, like, exposing my identity, the fake identity that I created for myself. The pressure that I put on myself to maintain that image. If I didn't meet that quote, my confidence is diminished. I go back into hiding, bro. So that's when I actually realized that I wasn't doing these videos because I was healed. I was doing it out of pain from my childhood. And the moment that I started to feel relaxed, it's when I said to myself, when God met me, is when I just stopped acting. When I just put all that pressure and just left it and say, you know what? Lord, if the door is closed, it's closed. Guess what? I felt free. I didn't have to meet no quote. I didn't have to meet no pressure standards. I just felt free. All the noise was gone. And the moment the noise went out was the moment God met me and told me everything that he wants me to do, my purpose, my direction, the thing that I needed the most in life. I spent so long trying to find direction in my life. And the moment I found it was when the noise was gone.